Zwift Triathlon Academy. Painful, productive, fun, and I threw myself into it. Here we go. Finish line test on the road. Hey, says I increased my FTP. So I did the Zwift Triathlon Academy. Now, I'm not a beginner, and I'm definitely not trying out for the Zwift Triathlon team, but it definitely helped me get motivated to get fitter again. And doing the program actually did make me fitter. It was challenging and fun, even more than I thought it would be. Here's how it all went down. So, day one of the Zwift Triathlon Academy. And so far, not going particularly well. Today we're supposed to be doing our 40 kilometer baseline TT on the bike. And I ran out to get some cookies because I was worried about bonking in the middle of it and running out of energy. And I missed the start.
Shocking.
Yeah, so I've 40 for support. Yeah, I'm just doing moral support, kind of spinning the legs. So I'm going to join the next event and get this baseline done because yeah, I've left Mark hanging now on his ace. Keep it up, Mark. Come on. Why are you sweating so much?
You'll find out. Yikes. I forgot how painful those kind of efforts are. So 40k, 316 watts average, which I should be pleased with. I think we're probably both the same here. We hang on to the numbers that we used to push out, and you can't help but be a bit disappointed with what you do that nowadays. But in honesty, that's quite good. I'm pleased.
Yeah, I'd be quite impressed with that. I'd be happy if I can hold that 56 minutes 16 for his 40Ks. To be honest, I think you set the benchmark quite high. I don't know how he's going to improve in 8 weeks' time. He's going to have to work really hard in these interleading 8 weeks. But there's a whole bunch of sessions for him to do.
I'm looking forward to it. I do think I can improve that. And yeah, looking forward to getting stuck into sessions. I did notice you have eaten all your cookies. Was this tactical?
Yeah, I purposely missed the start and I've had a chance to eat all my cookies. I've saved one.
And a bit of a warm-up.
I've saved one for afterwards. But yeah, Mark's going to move out the way now. My start is coming up in a little while and then I'm going to get mine done. That was hard. Well, I can improve on that in 8 weeks, that's for sure. Well, still the run to come. Time to do a 10k run time trial now. Zwift Triathlon Academy is a go. We have done the baseline tests, bike and run, so 40k time trial on the bike, and Mark did 56.16 for 40ks.
316 watts.
Yeah, and I was a whole 11 seconds slower than him.
It's like you knew what my time was and you were trying to beat it.
Yeah, but I failed, unfortunately, so I've got a bit of work to do on that. And then on the 10k run, I did 35.04 and Mark did
33.34.
You fast, huh? It's going to take some improving. He's going to have his work cut out for him in the next 6 to 8 weeks as he does those sessions. So we've got a whole bunch of sessions to do, and then we're going to do a finish line test where we try and improve on that. Well, I started the Zwift Triathlon Academy to kickstart my training, to get fit again, because I definitely spent too much time off after I retired from triathlon a few months ago. And it had the desired effect. It definitely got me motivated, got me back on Zwift, back on the turbo, back on the treadmill, and I was actually finding ways to fit sessions in that I hadn't been doing before. I was enjoying getting fit again. I did enjoy getting fit again, and it's definitely motivated me to keep fit and fit more sessions in. It is still pretty difficult with 3 small kids. My oldest is just over 4 now, and I definitely can't make training a priority anymore, but I am motivated again, and definitely the program has been a big part of that. But enough about me. It's more about the program, what it does and what it can do. The Zwift Triathlon Academy is an introduction to the powerful platform of Zwift and what it can do when you structure a program on that platform. But what is the Zwift Triathlon Academy? Now in its 3rd year, the Zwift Triathlon Academy is actually tryouts for the Zwift Triathlon team. This is a team of 3 men and 3 women who are fully supported by Zwift and their partners to go to the Ironman World Championships. It's a pretty coveted ticket for a serious triathlete.
It sure is, and the 2021 team should have completed their program by now at the Ironman World Championships in Kona in October. But COVID. So unfortunately, they haven't actually met one another yet, but they will do at the end of January ahead of the Ironman World Championships, which are now taking place in St. George in May for the 2021 championships. That camp will be taking place at the usual spot, Morgan Hill, at the Specialized HQ. But then they'll be transferred over to St. George so that they can recce the World Championship course.
Told you it was a coveted ticket. I know a few pros who can't afford a dedicated World Champs recce trip. Anyway, this Zwift Triathlon Academy, which I have been doing, is going to be used to identify 6 athletes for the Zwift Triathlon team for Kona in October in 2022, and they'll get fully supported for that race. And there is 0 chance that I'm going to be one of the selected athletes.
Ah, don't be too hard on yourself, you never know.
No chance.
Well, the Academy isn't just about these elite amateurs trying out for Kona. In fact, it's barely about them at all. It's really about everyone else taking part and introducing them to proper, coached, well-structured and planned sessions that really target specific strengths that are required for triathlon. It's essentially a taster of what is possible if you train properly on a powerful platform like Zwift.
Yeah. For the 127,000 participants who signed up for the Zwift Triathlon Academy and rode nearly 2 million miles on the platform, it's a chance to challenge themselves and try something new. In fact, there's probably about 127,000 reasons for doing the Zwift Triathlon Academy.
Well, talking of which, James has managed to chat with some of those athletes whilst he was doing some of the workouts.
All right, today we're joined with Angel Martin from Louisiana. She's doing the same Zwift Triathlon Academy as me. We're doing the long VO2 max session. I think we got a work cut off for us today. And while we're doing it, we're going to try and chat to her a bit about the Zwift Triathlon Academy, why she does it and how she uses Zwift. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Yeah, so let's get to some of your questions before it gets too intense on this program, because while we can still talk, I suppose, myself too, because I've set a fairly high threshold for myself with this program, and some of the sessions I've been struggling with too.
Oh goodness.
So you've actually done a couple Ironmans, is that right? And you've done the Zwift Triathlon Academy a couple of times too.
Yeah, I haven't done an Ironman since 2014, and got pregnant like a month after. It was on purpose, but I didn't figure it would be that quick. So now I have a 6-year-old and hadn't trained for one, but that's in my, I wouldn't say short-term future, but pretty soon to get back to that. But yeah, the Triathlon Academy has really fallen almost right at the end of my season, or maybe given me a little bit of time to mentally reset and then get back on having some goals. So it's been great because the Academy lets me kind of just set micro goals instead of being stuck to a program. You know, I can do it as I need to, but still have a little framework around it, which gives me some feedback.
I read on your blog that you had a bad accident.
Yeah,
on the road. That another motivation for getting into Zwift?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not fearful of getting out on the open road right now, but it just made me more thankful for Zwift made me more thankful for the ability to not expose myself to that amount of risk. So, that happened. I had given birth, and it was about 7 weeks postpartum, and my kid was in daycare for its second day ever. And I thought, I'm just going to get out, get a nice little ride in, lose some of this baby weight. Nope. I got hit from behind. It was so fortunate with the circumstances of what it could have been on not being just completely mauled. The car kind of hit me with the front fender and the mirror. So it was tough. It was tough nursing a 7-week-old infant with some torn shoulder ligaments. But it gave me appreciation for how fragile life could be. So I wore my watch that had gotten scratched up for as long as it kept working until the battery died, just as a reminder of others depend on you. It's not all about the fitness all the time. And I was so eager to get back to training after being sidelined for so long that it was a good reminder of it's not important right now. Life is important. Family is important.
Meeting people from all over the world doing the Zwift Triathlon Academy. You've messed up your Zwift Triathlon Academy a little bit by doing an Ironman in the middle of it. Is that right?
Yeah, this year, I just had an Ironman in the middle of my academy. I always try to do all the academies. I love it. So I did the road one and then the run. And then in the middle of the triathlon, that's the most important for me, I just had an Ironman, just as simple. But now I'm back and I'm trying to, my goal will be to finish the last weeks of the year. I have 12 more days to do it, so let's do it.
Yeah, 12 more days. I'm a bit worried about 12 more days myself. And I haven't done an Ironman. You did Ironman Cozumel and did a personal best, is that right?
Yeah, it was my personal best. It was a fast race, as you know. Just the world Ironman world record was beaten, and I managed to cut 12 minutes of my best time. That was in Cozumel in 2017.
So you're a lot of people do the Zwift Triathlon Academy just to get fit or just to do the sessions, just to learn how the Zwift sessions go. You, as you say, last year did all of them, the Zwift Run, the Zwift Cycle, and the Zwift Triathlon Academies. And this year, you're hoping to make it into the Zwift Triathlon Academy for Kona in October for a very special reason. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm dreaming of Kona since my first triathlon. I did my first Ironman just to finish it. And then I realized I could even qualify for Kona someday. So then the journey started. Cozumel was my 10th Ironman. And it really wasn't that easy because sports were my best thing since my childhood. I started to do sports really seriously as an amateur after my college. So I was improving, time from time, and Zwift helped me a lot to do it because we live in a place we have safety issues to train and something. So when I got qualified for Kona in Mar del Plata, Argentina, in 2019, then it all started. So all the races got canceled. I even managed to be on the finals for Zwift Academy last year, but I was really happy about it, and the race was canceled again, so I have 2 Konas canceled now, and then I'm really hoping to be on the Big Island in October 2022.
You'd think as a seasoned pro who has used Zwift a lot and even done some Z Pro Series races, I wouldn't have a lot to learn about the platform, but even I picked up some new tips and tricks while I was doing the Zwift Triathlon Academy this year. Okay, about the training, another question. I've used Zwift quite a lot in my professional career as sessions, and I had specific goals, and I would I would self-regulate how hard I was working. But there's also a thing in Zwift called erg mode. Should we be doing these sessions in erg mode, or should we be doing them, watching the power numbers and controlling it yourself? And what is erg mode, I guess?
So let's start with what is erg mode first. So erg mode is when basically the power, or like the erg, whatever it might be, maybe the Wahoo kicker if you're riding one of those, is actually giving you the power. So you don't really have to do anything. All you have to do is pedal and the power will be set to you. Alternatively, you can have it not in erg mode, where you will be just like you are on a road, where you have to actually use your gears, select the right cadence to get the correct power. So in erg mode, you could theoretically pedal at any cadence you want. The power will be exactly the same. It's just that it will increase kind of the resistance, or what we call the torque, to make it that little bit harder to make sure that the power is the same. And to answer the question as to when you should do them in erg mode or not in erg mode, I think it's very dependent on the type of session. So I think most of them are really good to do in erg mode. We have one cycling session specifically that's kind of the combo of strength endurance, and then it goes into threshold and then back to strength endurance. Those types of sessions are great to do in erg mode, because all you have to think about is your cadence, and then the power will be set to you, and you don't have to think about anything else. Otherwise, you have to kind of think about your cadence and your power at the same time. So that's a great session to do in erg mode. But the session where you've got, for example, what we call the short VO2s, where you've got 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off, I personally think they're a little bit better to do not in erg mode, just because there's a bit of a lag time in the trainer, and you're a bit more responsive to use your own gears and get you up to speed. Because that recovery is so short, it's generally people find it a little bit easier not to do those sessions in erg mode. So it kind of depends on the session more than anything.
One of the most powerful things about Zwift, and I knew this already, which is why I decided to do the program, is you can get fitter and stronger with a few well-constructed sessions in your week. It is possible to fit them in and do them properly, rather than just hopping on and doing an hour of power when you get a gap. I've also got more enthusiastic about using a treadmill. This may be more due to the weather here than learning about the treadmill. It really wasn't ever miserable enough to warrant a treadmill session in South Africa. But much like the bike trainer, doing a well-constructed session on the treadmill is far more rewarding and productive than just hopping on and running. In fact, the whole program was very well constructed, and that makes a big difference. As you're doing your sessions, explanations and instructions and even encouragement pops up on the screen in front of you. While you might expect these pre-planned notifications to be annoying, they're actually anything but. They're actually really helpful, and it feels like your coach is right there with you while you do the sessions. All right, so here we are near the end of the program. Basically, finish line tests to come, and that means a 40K time trial again. Full disclosure here, I didn't do the program very well. I mean, I did all the bike sessions, but I didn't structure them very well in my life, and I pretty much did nothing outside of those bike sessions. So I'm not expecting too much. Baseline, 311 watts for the whole 40 kilometers. Mark also did that, so he's about to do his, and he did 316.
316, yeah. Now I am here to try and push James on. I've got to be honest, I haven't done many of the workouts.
I think we both set the bar a little bit too high in our baselines. But anyway, here we go.
Come on, James. So James is going first.
2, 1, and we're off.
James is going first, and I've actually got a couple of minutes to wait until I start, because they're sending him off in proper TT style.
I'm definitely going backwards from my baseline, I think. I'm already hurting, and I'm 90 seconds in.
3, 2, 1. I'm coming for you, James.
Yeah, 8 minutes head start I got. You still might catch me the way I'm feeling. Almost there. And we're done. Oh. Oh. Hey. Says I increased my FTP throughout the program. I'll take that. Didn't feel like it. Here we go. finish line test on the run. Oh, jeez. Ah. Well, that's a wrap for the Zwift Triathlon Academy 2021. I survived.
Job well done, mate. Solid day.
It was a tough day.
Yeah, how'd you go then?
I actually improved on my baseline test. I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, more surprised than happy, to be honest.
Yeah, so what are the numbers?
I was a whole 1 watt faster on the bike, which is not really surprising considering how I've been cramming in the sessions. And I did all the sessions, but that was about all I did in the last 6 weeks of the program. So I'm pretty happy that I kept the same fitness.
And your FTP went up.
Yeah, and my FTP went up over that time. So not for nothing, actually. I'm pretty stoked with that on the bike. On the run, I was a whole minute faster than the baseline test, which I'm really stoked with. It did hurt a whole lot. I mean, the whole thing's been a lot of fun, but mostly type 2 fun, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I do apologise. I did kick the cable out.
Yeah,
my time.
My time on the run was a minute faster, and I did lose 30 seconds in the middle there because someone walked past the treadmill and kicked the power cable out.
In my own defence, I was trying to set the fan up for you, so I was trying to do a good deed.
Yeah,
and
paved with good intentions.
Sadly for myself, not such a successful day. Not because I couldn't improve. Actually, I just couldn't do it because I'm just not feeling great.
Yeah, Mark might be coming down with something, so keep your distance.
Yeah, a bit reminiscent of Brighton Marathon.
Oh, poor Mark. Anyway, I'm really happy with the Zwift Triathlon Academy. It's really got me back into keeping fit. I'm looking forward to doing more Zwift races and events and training on it. I'm actually going to plan a whole program, I think, over this Christmas period and try and nail a few more sessions and get fit again because basically I can do it. I was really of the mind with all the kids that I can't fit it in, and I've been fitting it in, and as we've seen on the finish line test, I'm getting fitter even with the bare minimum that I'm doing, which is pretty exciting actually.
And likewise for myself, I haven't actually been so successful in getting all the workouts done, but they're now on my account. I'm just going to plug away at them over the winter, and it has kind of kick-started a bit of motivation for me and clearly for yourself as well.
Yeah, and we'll get more involved in the Zwift Triathlon team in 2022. We will hopefully be heading out to Morgan Hill and meeting up with a team from 2021 and also maybe the team from 2022 once they've been announced in March. So watch this space. If you've liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to GTN for more videos.
Have you not got a ride home now?
I do. It's going to be a pretty slow ride. My legs are really hurting. I actually cramped when I got off the treadmill now after that that finish line test. It's going to be a very slow ride.
I'm going to drive home actually.
A lift? Can you give me a lift?
I got stuff in the car.